Welcome! Baking It Down podcast with the twins, Corey and Heather.
Very nice. Corey has to confess something, I can tell.
I will not be able to get it off my chest. Listen, my son doesn't even go to the school anymore.
Corey got hired. So Corey's son was in the school. They discontinued the private school. They discontinued the high school, so Corey's son went to another school. However, Corey had been hired to do the yearbook. So they
Last year I did the yearbook.
Where her son went to the school. Now the son doesn't go there, but they said, please, you're the only last hope.
Please, God.
So Corey, every Saturday for the last 20 weeks has complained about this project. And then she was like, finally done. They agreed to everything, got everything approved, right? Goes to place the order, and it says, your memories are on the way. Turns out your memories were on the way. They were on the way to someone's desk for a second round of approval, which wasn't very well communicated, because why would you be able to order something?
So here's the thing. They took the cash. They took the cashish, and no one printed the books. The books need to be there in 2 days.
And they're not going to make it, and Corey is beside herself. It is taking up this entire morning.
One job, man. And listen, I want to tell you, when you're making orders, I want you to be very clear. If someone places an inquiry, you need to say in that email, it is just an inquiry until the money is paid. And then you need to say, once the money is paid, the order is fulfilled.
So Corey is actually being paid for this service, and now we're in the whole refund fun thing, and she says she's not going to cash the check.
I don't even want the money. I just wanted it to be there.
Here's my solution. And sometimes, just like the podcast we talked about last week, sometimes the rebake is the solution. And in this one, I'm going to say the rebake is the solution. And my suggestion with my assistants was get the book shipped to the school. Of course, the school lets out on Friday. Get the principal to sign them, any teachers, and then Corey and I will deliver them to the kids' houses.
Yeah. Barely anybody ordered the yearbooks. Let me precurse it by that.
They don't need to know.
But I wanted the kids to be able to sign their friends' yearbook.
Okay, all right, got it out of my system.
Do you feel? I feel like I'm coming to grips with my mistakes.
You cannot go back in time.
Guys, I want to tell you, I've been up since 3 a.m. I woke up out of a slumber.
Also, why does a brain remember put together these puzzle pieces while you're asleep?
And I said, what if? This is 3 a.m. I have not been asleep since.
It's 3 a.m.
What if
and I find
a confirmation email wasn't actually a confirmation? I resent the confirmation email to myself, and I was like, oh yeah, it does say your memories are on the way.
Correct.
But I'm going to call just in case. No, memories not on the way. Memories locked back there on the printer.
So Corey has she has solved as much as possible. She's waiting for the reprimand.
I want to be called to the principal's office and get spanked like they did back in the day.
That was before our time, right?
It was
I think spanking had been outlawed.
We were in that.
I never got in trouble. I would have been spanked anyway. So let's not keep these people hostage like you did with the yearbooks.
I just had to confess that out loud.
Sometimes just confessing the egregious sin.
Yes.
The yearbook
committee of one.
Crime committee is all you need to move past.
What we have been seeing on socials as we've been rolling on by is people are getting ready for their big breaks. And listen, if that is what you need for yourself, 100% behind it.
You're going to see that Corey and I don't like big breaks.
We don't take big
breaks.
In terms
of business.
But
I want to say this before you let him off the hook. It will impact your business.
It will.
So I need you to understand, I'm walking into this knowing that when I come back, I've given my competition, who we love, some of my ground.
I will say, I've seen bakers who take these big summer breaks for years upon years, and they've actually trained their audience to expect it. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So you're going to miss out on the summer birthday people. That's totally fine. And you're going to have trained your audience that, hey, I take breaks in the summer.
Are we going to be good cop, bad cop? Because I feel like you're like, it's okay.
I want them to know that they have permission to do whatever they want.
Let me tell you what. If I've seen anything from the Sugar Cookie Marketing Instagram, they don't care if we give them permission. They're going to do it anyway.
They're going to do it. But I want to say, if you're going to take a break, this podcast is for you. Because we're going to tell you how to set it up for success.
Because there is a good way to take a break and a haphazard way that's going to lose even more ground than you should have had.
As with the confirmation email from the thing.
Is that going to be the underlying thread?
That is going to be intertwined through here. Leaving people confused is a lot worse than leaving them without a yearbook.
I would rather define things more specifically and get a little pushback than leave things open-ended, which people do to thwart pushbacks, and you just delay the pushback.
Here's the way that if you wonder how Baker set it up. I'm closed for the summer, but keep an eye out on pop-ups. I may do them. Okay, that is you leaving the door just ever so cracked that your boundary is no longer a bound.
Which we're actually going to take into there. Yeah. So step one, and this is obviously we're taking a break, so this isn't going to be a ton of work here. It's just going to be probably 1 or 2 days of front-loaded work.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe even a week if you take all the tips. We're going to make an announcement. We're going to put that announcement across all socials and websites. So, and we'll get to the autoresponders, which me and Corey like to say. But the announcement's going to be, hey guys, I'm taking a break. I would suggest using a photo. I would say if I could pick one, and I'm pro photo of myself, right? Because that's going to stop the clicks. But I would almost get a picture of the calendar year, the remaining months, and say break, return. Yeah. And we want to make a defined return date.
So we don't want the caption to be frilly. This isn't a frilly caption. We need it to do some work here. So we're going to be super to the point. We're going to not say, and keep in mind, it's the principle. You keep going.
Okay. So Corey's very distracted.
Don't stress. Please, things happen. And while it's certainly not ideal, it's okay. And honestly, a little symbolic of how the year is wrapping up.
So I would like to, little aside with Corey's issue with this, we sat down together. We had her sit down, do a breathing exercise, and then we wrote together some response copy that I think addressed and validated the preemptive emotions of the principal without deflecting blame on anyone but ourselves.
Needed it to be on myself.
I'm using plural support. I feel singled out here. But it was me. So I think that's good. And, and then you got a resolution that's good. We'll drive them to the houses.
Yeah. She won't be there anymore. She will be leaving the premises.
Okay, great. Even better. We'll just go pick them up and drive them to the house. The principal's also quitting on the little asterisk of the whole thing. So make that announcement. And now here's what I want to say. I see a lot of people taking off the next 2 months. I'm taking off the next 2 months has no beginning date, no end date. So if I read it in 2 weeks, that 2 months to me is longer than you will think it is.
And because we always say customers never read, let's assume they don't.
Right. So I would say I would have that picture of the calendar and I would have the dates marked out or the months marked out. Again, this is about big breaks. Small break people, don't mention it.
Yes.
Small break people, this isn't for you. 1 week, 2 weeks, do not do any of this stuff.
Yeah.
But we wanted the defined return date. I'll be taking a summer break from July 1st.
Yes.
And returning August 15th.
Yes.
I would very much encourage you to make it really defined.
Yeah.
Here's what you may be thinking, but what if an order comes in and I wanted to take it anyways? We're not going to do that.
No, because that's not defined.
It's not defined. Some people, and we'll talk about people trying to submit orders around this time. But what I would say, if I'm not going to be frustrated with you, I want to know that this is the start date, this is the end date, and you come back this date. Well, I don't know if I want to come back. It's not fair to your audience. I'd encourage you to figure out a day. If you say, but what if I want to take off more, then build that into it now.
Yes, I would say it's fair to your audience to give certainty, as is uncertainty. It's not fair to anybody.
I would rather you say I'm coming back August 15th and then make a post on August 1st saying, guys, I got back from my break earlier. Then to think August 15th, when I go to place an order on August 16th, you say, I'm sorry, September 1st.
Yeah.
Again, what we're trying to do here is allow the break, mitigate angst and frustration. And you're going to do that by direct communication. People will still be frustrated. That's expected. For sure. You took a break. They wanted to work with you. But we want to make sure we're communicative. And that usually dissuades a lot of that. But you said. Remove all your other pin posts. So how to order, we don't need to see how to order with do not order, right?
Exactly.
But you may be like, how make a new post when you get back. That'd be a great time to do that. So you're going to remove all your pinned posts where this will be the only pinned post. If you say, well, I don't know, Business Suite doesn't show me a pinned post. It doesn't switch in the Facebook app to your page. I prefer to do it on desktop. It's easy to see the pinned post there. I would even change my cover photo.
That could be good. So when someone logs on, you could put it in your bio. If we're thinking customers don't read, let's put it as many places as possible.
So let's think about that. The pin post and the copy, and we're going to talk about more copy than just this. The bio, I do like that one. Yeah. Bio on Facebook, bio on Instagram.
Your banner image.
I like the banner image. Yeah. This is all social stuff. And then we're going to talk about Gmail and website. But I would put it, if you guys use Square, I think offers it. But a couple different websites offer a banner along the top. If it doesn't, that hero image, which is the first image in your website, I would have that say this store is taking a break. You can kind of see people on Etsy say I'm taking a break from here to here. Kids
Usually
and
they
Etsy
just
have
put
it.
it on vacation and then you can't access it.
Like that. I
It's
really like
abrasive.
that.
I'm like,
But at least we know.
yeah.
At least we know. And if you're actually out of town, again, I'm taking a break from my business. If you're out of town on vacation, and I know somebody's going to virtue signal for this one, don't put the exact dates you're out of town because people could break in. Okay. This isn't about I'm going out of town for 1 week. This is I'm taking a break from orders to spend the summer with my children. Yeah. Right? Makes sense? Next one, Corey's got this one, schedule, post, and newsletter.
So at the end of the day, while we are taking a break from our business, we don't want to abandon the business. It's so much harder to get things going if you let it die for 2 straight months. So what we want to do in this week of prep that we are prepping for our time off, we want to set our business up for success while we're gone. And that's why Facebook Planner is great because you can set up your Facebook post, you can set up Instagram posts, you can set up your newsletter. We don't want to ghost these people. So when we're finally back on social media, like, oh, you kind of fell out of my feed. You have to realize that social media is this give and take. You give your content to it, people interact with it, so you stay in their feeds. When you vanish from those feeds, something else takes its place. And if they start interacting with the things that takes its place, you will no longer be there until you end up in their feed on accident again.
Which is unfortunate. In a perfect world with a break, I wouldn't post anything while I'm gone. I wouldn't post it at all, but we are not in a perfect world. We're in an algorithmic world and we have to play both sides of that. So how we're going to blend that together is you're going to make the post and it's going to say, hey guys, wanted to show this off to you. I'm not taking orders right now, but remember, I'm taking this break to here. And as soon as I'm back, I'm going to let you guys know.
Yeah.
And you could even say, if you want to sign up for my newsletter for a reminder that of my return date, here's how you can do that.
What we're also going to do is post less.
Yes.
It's very confusing for an end user to here's the one thing I see all the time on Instagram specifically. The bakers will say not accepting custom orders, but they will be posting custom orders 3 times a week.
Which, remember, what shows up on my feed and what is pinned post to your page are 2 different things. Yeah. 2 different avenues, right? So let's say I pinned that, hey, I'm not working here, but all my posts are like, really had fun making this for Johnny.
To me, that you're telling me as the end user, I can place an order because
I can get an order.
Absolutely.
I can get an order. So we can say, hey, here's your copy is going to shift a little bit. And it's going to be, we typically say, don't say throwbacks. Don't say thank you, Johnny, for turning 3.
Yeah.
You're going to say, I had so much fun making this for Johnny earlier in the year. Just a reminder, guys, I would love to take your orders when I return on August 15th.
Yeah.
So all that copy is going to be a reminder that we're not taking orders.
And since we're not posting every day, that's not going to be annoying because we're not there every day. It's going to be posting once or twice a week.
Once a week? So if you're looking at 8 posts?
That's not a lot.
Not a lot.
Not a lot at all.
Not bad at all. I would have an image that's ready to take the break, but I also have that kind of same image like I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back. So we have this one scheduled for July 1. We go down. We come back August 15th. These are made up dates. And on August 15th, it's I'm back. Here's the rest of my calendar. Green check marks, whatever it says. I'm baking again. So you can kind of see the things that we say don't do. If you want more orders, we're going to do when we don't want orders. Yeah. Right? So it's a change their intent. So change your copy strategy to throwback so it's clear you're not actively baking. If I look at this and I'm like, is she back already? That's not good.
Yeah. We love a good baking meme. Baking memes are very unassuming. It doesn't throw your audience off like, ooh, look at that set. I want to order it right now. So
and
you're not going to.
Still says I'm here and it's slightly entertaining.
Yeah. Or this or that, like poll your audience. Do you like wearing flip-flops in summer or something?
Guys, when I'm back from my break, I want to teach cookie classes. You guys vote which ones.
Sure. Yeah. That's enough to get them still engaged.
That way, if I ever see a post floating in my feed outside of your page, I know, she's still not taking orders. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was 2. So number 1, we're going to make the announcement. We're going to define those return dates. We're going to remove all our pin posts, and we're not going to say if we're on vacation because that tells people we're out of town. Okay. Yeah. Number 2, we're going to schedule out our post. We're going to schedule out maybe 1 newsletter. If we're talking about a 2-month break, 1 newsletter will be fine.
Yes.
If you're like, well, I'm not sending out any at all. I don't know. Maybe I'd wait until I got back. But if you're doing some consistent newsletters, we're going to probably shrink everything. I would say whatever you're doing, half it.
Yeah.
So if you're doing 10 posts a week, we're going to do 5. I may even take that down to 2, even 1.
Absolutely.
But each of those posts is going to confirm, I'm not baking yet. Yeah. I'm not baking yet. I love baking. I want to bake for you. I come back this day. And we're going to keep doing that because we can't let the page die altogether. Newsletter, you can say to people, that's a great way to grow your newsletter. Yeah. I'm not here right now. You can get first dibs on my time when I come back. Sign up for the newsletter. I'll send out an email. And then when you return, you're going to reverse all this stuff. Number 3, update your autoresponders with your break details, and this includes your email. So we have a lot of autoresponders in these businesses. Social media, Instagram. I don't love Instagram autoresponders.
I don't either.
However,
if you're planning, like some people step away from their businesses, like you log out of the accounts and delete the app. So like in that case, if you're not even posting to your stories,
if you're truly taking a break,
then I would say set up the autoresponder so people know, so they doesn't feel like you've left them on red or your customer service is lacking, because we got to remember, people don't read. We got to say it as many times as possible in as many ways as possible.
So in your email, your inbox, you have the vacation responder. This would be the time to use that again. We're going to reiterate our gone date, our return date. And I'm going to add this in a later tip here, but we're also going to say, and if you've already placed an order, I've reached out to you individually.
Yeah.
Right. So we're going to talk about that, because when somebody has an autoresponder on and you are actively working with them, it can create a lot of, oh my goodness, did you forget about me? We don't want to create us more work and trying to get away from work, right? So we're going to make sure that we address all those questions there.
Yeah.
So again, back onto your website, if you have a form, and this is the next one, disable your ability to submit forms.
Yeah, because why would we want to let a customer take all the time to fill out the form if we're never going to take that order? And you're like, but what if they want to order for... I can tell you that.
So a couple options there, and it's whatever works best for you. If you truly are taking the break, you do not want anything on your mind, you're going to take away the ability to submit the form, take the page off your website, disable the form on your job form, depending on what you use here, we're going to make it so that you cannot submit this form.
Yeah. And I told you, I thought I was trying to put myself in the end users. I had my calendar used to be at the bottom of my form. I moved it up higher. So when they go to click a date, it's grayed out. They're not wasting all the time putting all the information in
and then see that. Now that's another option. Corey has her calendar grayed out for the months she takes breaks, right? She doesn't take breaks, but she has a surgery, so she's taking a break. Yeah. So then she's going to use the calendar feature. She still wants to get the orders for when she comes back, because she's not taking a pure break, right?
Yeah.
You're actually not really taking a break at all. You're just but I'm giving them an example. So if you're like, well, I still want my calendar to be able to book out for after August 15th, you're going to use those calendar limitations so that you're not taking the full break. But if you're like, I do not want to even think about orders, disable that form altogether.
Disable it.
What I'd put at the top of my form is, this form is disabled until I return on August 15th, and then you'll be able to place your order. Again, we just want to constantly, wherever we can get in front of people, to say, hey, I'm not taking your order, but I want to find me on this day. Here's my sign up for my newsletter. I'll send you a reminder.
Mm-hmm. What we don't want is to be like, Ma, that's so annoying. A customer sent in an inquiry on my website, but on my social media, I said I wasn't working. I'm so frustrated. You got to realize people have your websites from years gone by. They found you in Google. Not everyone is on social media. So we have to hit them in every single place they could possibly reach us.
And that's a lot. So if you use like a Google Voice, the calling app, you can set up an autoresponder there. If you have an inbox, you can send an autoresponder there. We want it on the website banner. We want everything everywhere. If I go to any of these avenues, I want to know that you're not there.
On Google Business Profile, you can do temporarily
closed. Very good. I didn't even think about that.
No, and people are like, but I don't want to act like I'm temporarily. No, you are temporarily closed. You truly are. So you have to act like it.
We need to think in terms of what our user.
Yeah.
If I drive to a place, remember, thinking in terms of user. If I said, oh, this restaurant looks good, I'm going to go to it, and the restaurant is closed, but when you type into Google Maps, it'll say this place is closed. Are you sure you still want to go there?
Yeah.
Well, that's pulling from the Google business listing. Mm-hmm. Also, when people don't confirm their Google business listing hours for holidays, it said this might differ due to the holidays. But Google, I know, has asked you, are you open on Easter? Are you open on Memorial Day?
At the end of the day, we have to keep our customer service score high. And that is not letting them try to order and you're booked out.
Yes.
Saying that you're open, you're not. Every time me and Heather go out to eat on a holiday, I'm like, they didn't fill it out. I don't know. Are you down or not?
Corey has at the top of her order form, I am now booking orders for this. Again, she's not in a break, but she's said it before they had to ask.
Yes.
So what happens is, because you're going to say, well, you just said your calendar's grayed out for those days. Right. Well, we still want to get in front of them is so that they don't get a calendar and be like, why is this even here?
I know.
They're going to be frustrated. It's a frustrating thing to want to order from somebody and they're not there. Yeah. However, if we constantly say, and I'm coming back and I can't wait to work with you. You could even say in your autoresponder, I'm not baking right now, but here's 2 bakers that are.
Yeah.
Somebody had reached out to us for a private cookie class. I was actually in the cookie class inbox, so they emailed, and I said, here's 3 bakers. They're actually in the cookie college, so I know they teach the same classes. And I said, and she's like, you know what's so funny? You're the second baker to recommend one of them to me. I'll call her. So funny. Yeah, I said, tell her that. So we're going to, again, make that big announcement, pin it everywhere, make sure it's knowingly posted, because people don't read and people aren't on every version of our social media.
Right.
Like Corey will be like, well, I was on my website and I was on my my Instagram. Nobody's going to all of those. So we need to make sure we get them everywhere they're at. If you have a Nextdoor, you're going to have to remember doing that too, especially things that you're active on and things that you're passively active on. Things that you're inactive on, I won't worry about so much. Like I'm not active on LinkedIn, so I wouldn't be like, LinkedIn, I just want to let you know I'm not here. I wasn't here before, but I'm not here again.
But I guess you can pin something on there.
LinkedIn and business pages are here and there. Corey tries to do it.
I am.
Great for corporate orders.
Yeah.
Which you'll want to get in front of them if you do. Update your autoresponders with the break details, and this includes your autoresponder and your email, which I'm going to talk about in a second, a little sleight of hand there. And disable the order ability on your website or your forms. So if you're like, again, true big break, don't want order, don't want to think of order, disable it completely. But I'm missing out on orders. Disable it completely. You said you didn't want the orders. I'm helping you with your boundaries.
Right.
If you said, I still want the orders from when I return, then you can leave that enabled. Now, what's going to happen if they have the ability to work around that? Corey will find that people are like, hey, I see it's grayed out. Can you squeeze me in?
Yeah.
So you're going to get some of that. Your autoresponder should say, hey, I am not baking. My oven doesn't exist to me until August 15th. Yes. Again, we're going to be really cheery, really excited.
Right.
Sometimes I see these announcements about breaks, and it feels like I'm being punished for reading it.
Yeah, I know. Right.
So you have this like, what?
The customer needs to know the difference from pastel yellow and egg yellow.
It's a difference.
It's a difference.
Pastel yellow is lighter.
Very light.
Very light.
Very light.
So when I'm taking a break. I will not be taking your order. Don't you dare try to give me your order. I'll take you to the back and beat you up. Like, we need to be like, guys, I'm so sad I missed out on your order. I would love to work with you. If you can scoot your event around, here's when I return. If not, here's some bakers, right? So we want to be like, I'm so sorry I missed out on you. But I know when you're burnt out from both ends. Yeah. The candle isn't even burning. It is the bottom of a Bath and Body Works tri-wick.
Where it's already cracking a little bit.
Yeah. When like when you go to light it and two of them are just snuff themselves out. You're that burnt out. It's easy to be like, don't you dare bring that order to me. That's not the energy we want. We don't want these punishing, like very curt ChatGTP, write this more professionally.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, the person who didn't press print on the yearbook is me. The person who's taking the time off is you. So the only person at the end of the day who needs to be reprimanded is us.
Right. So we're taking culpability. Like, hey guys, I'd love to work with you. I'm so sorry I wasn't able to. Yeah. I'd hate to go to place an order and not be
go lucky versus how dare you invade my private times with my family while I'm on the beach.
And if you're like, well, I'm not sure if I'm sounding too strict or not, get yourself a twin and have them read it.
I had Heather write me the email that's mounting.
Because I was like, Corey, you're coming from a place of vexation of mind and spirit. Almost you're creating the anxiety in me, and I don't have a kid. And I'm not getting the yearbook. So we need to say like, hey, it ain't no thing. Listen, thought of a great workaround. We're going to do that with this copy. Now my final one, the orders that are on the books. Okay. So you may say this, and this is a good question. If you're taking an imaginary big break on July 1st, when do you announce it? July 1st? Or do you announce it 2 weeks out to July 1st? Because if you announce it 2 weeks out, you're going to get some orders in there if you want. You're going to get some last minute FOMOs. It's a very short amount of time. And this would be my thing, on June 1st, I would let them know that July 1st is going to be your break. So if there's any June orders you're thinking about, let's get them in. The delivery date it's got to be within June. Then July, I would reiterate that this big break.
Hey guys, this is me going on break now.
You'll probably get a little influx, a little peak of orders. But again, it's a perishable food, so it's not like they can be like, I'll order it now. You could offer the freezing if you do want to make June a bumper crop.
Yeah, and they're okay with that. I find most clients don't understand the freezing process, so they don't love that.
You could get some orders in June and then mention it to them. It's neither here nor there. But if there's order on the books, let's say somebody placed an order in June for a August 20th pickup. Yeah. Well, that's after your break, but now every time they follow up with you, they're going to be hit with these autoresponders that says you're not baking.
I know.
You need to get to them before you make these announcements.
Because what we don't want them mid-July, you're suntanning on a beach somewhere. Email off. Notifications, never heard of them. We don't want them to be saying pastel yellows. Can I get an idea of what that looks like? And you're never responding to them. So you've let them in this weird haze of a time.
Like, I don't want to bother her, but I need to know.
But I need to know.
And how can I know? Because it's like, I'm not checking email here. So here's what I would do. If you're in the Cookie College, I taught a class on this. It's called Gmail aliases. It's if you use professional Gmail, which is called G Suite, or now it's called Google Workspace. Go into your admin and go to your users and go to yourself and click alias, add alias. You're going to add the alias, and I'm going to call it urgent at bakingbusiness.com.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to tell Baking Business will be your website. Then I'm going to tell these clients, you don't email my hello at.
Yeah.
You get to my urgent at. Now I'm going to tell Gmail, my G Suite, I say when something comes in, so if you don't know what an alias works, it all goes into the same inbox. It just looks like two different email addresses that just send to the same place. I'm going to tell those clients, you send it to urgent at, and I'm going to tell Gmail, forward my urgent ats to me. Yeah. Make sure that they are highlighted, bannered, blah, blah, everything. And then you can create an autoresponder just for that urgent at.
The reason why she's choosing the word urgent, because you are on vacation. So urgent tells the clients, hey,
you can still get
need to not chit chat. We don't want chit chat at yourbakingbusiness.com. We want urgent at your baking business because we don't want people to use it as just a line to get to you. We want people with urgent questions that need answers to end up in your inbox.
Typically, businesses with more than one person will do that. Hey, I'm out of town from this date to this date. If anything is pertinent, email this person. Well, we don't have that. So we're that person. So that urgent at will be that for active orders. Yeah. Now, I don't know that I wouldn't put that in my generic autoresponder. I think people would abuse it.
We don't want people
We're
to
not taking orders. This is big
the ones
break
that
energy.
are already on the books. We just want to take care of those people. So if they do have a question between now and then, they can reach out.
Right. Or you could do that. I'm not taking any orders and I'm blocking off the rest of my year. I'm not even going to think about it. That's big break energy. Sure. We have medium break energy with I'm taking some orders, or you can book it after I come back. And then we have small break energy, in which case this podcast is probably not for you.
Yeah.
So that is how we'd handle a big break. Now 6 asterisk star bonus item, adjust your expectations when you return. It probably won't just be a line of people, although we've tried to create a queue here. What you're going to see is that you lost some of your clients to this baker. You're going to see that new bakers have entered the market. We're moving into the end of the year. July, a lot of you guys leave. A lot of you guys take breaks. So I'm not like, oh my goodness, everyone started a bakery while I was gone. I think everyone took a break at the same time. You didn't gain any ground and they didn't either.
Right.
You may have left people to get into the hobby. Sure. Great, such is life. That's how it works. That's how we know it's a sustainable business. When you come here, don't say, oh my goodness, my engagement's so low. What do I do? And I'm like, well, have you been on a break? And you're like, yeah, I was on a big break. And I'm like, well, that's what happened.
Right.
Like it's going to be, it's never like up and down. It's like always this like slope.
It is. It's like walking up a hill.
Analytics are
a little hard at the bottom. It gets a little easier at the top, and then
you take your break, and then it gets hard at the bottom again. So when you return, I would have that. You remember we were gathering emails for our newsletter for announcement on return, and everything we just did to take the break right here, I'd go back through and do the opposite. I am back. I am starting to bake right now. I'm taking orders for here. My form is open. Here's my newsletter. Hey guys, in my newsletter, I'm back.
The one thing I see most bakers fail to do is unpin post. There's posts when you guys end up in my feed.
I blame Meta.
Huh?
I blame Meta for not letting us see it in Business Suite.
Yeah, but we do all have cell phones that we're attached to. So
I know, but you
go look at your page. Go look at it.
I had done, and I do it every quarter. Hey guys, just a reminder, go and pin your post. And this lady, she was like, her name is Kim. She was like, maybe I wanted to sell Easter things for next year. Hilarious.
I was seeing sometimes your guys' businesses end up in my feed because I interact with a lot of cookie content. And I'll go there and be like, if you're placing your Christmas order for 2022, here's how you do it. I'm like, wow, that was years ago. 2022.
You know, I love pop cards, the pop-ups. I went there and they're like, do you want 10%? I was ordering a Father's Day card. I was like, do you want 10% off of Father's Day cards? Well, I was like, well, they'll get my email when I order anyway. So yeah. And then it was like, here, so I clicked it and it was like, here is the Mother's Day cards that qualify for this. So it was like, it's kind of hard to remember where that stuff is. Best way to do it is to get your grandma to try to order, get your sister to try to order, because they're going to say like, it's the same Mother's Day when it's Father's Day.
Right. It's because
they're going to let you know.
It's not set it and forget it. I wish businesses were like set it and forget it and then you make $1 million. It's not. So you want to be active in your business. You want to be the end user, grab your friend's phone, look at it through your own profile, because we can all go look at her business.
Like Corey went through our Facebook, our personal page, and she was like, if I didn't know you, I think you were a bot.
Yeah.
So Corey was like, you need to post more stuff. Yeah, I don't post a lot. Yeah. And then we went through Corey's and we're like, you are obsessed with months made into cookies. So she cleaned those out. And it's just the interesting way to preview, which you're so used to the user flow.
Sure.
Yeah.
That pin post atrocity is like rampant, that people have pinned them and forgot about them.
Yeah, whenever we go to the beach, we can get our ears pierced. I don't know why. It just feels like ceremonious. It's the worst sleep in my life. And you're supposed to go to a tattoo parlor and get your ears pierced because they do it better in Claire's. Okay, fine, whatever. We found this one that's like a new age tattoo parlor. It's like super cute.
Yeah.
Go in. Oh yeah, so but I want to tell them, like, and I don't want to be honest. They need a sugar cookie marketing for tattoo parlors. I don't get why tattoo parlors are so hard to book.
They want it to be impossible.
You have to go and send your smoke signal to your okay, whatever. They have so this one uses Square, I think.
Yeah.
But I go to book it and I want my ears pierced 2 times, but I can only add 1 ear pierce in a cart.
Oh, that's
and I want to be like, I know you guys are limited, but
Right.
do you understand that it's confusing to me?
Yeah.
You're end user, so I'm gonna have to call you, which is the whole reason you did an online booking is that I went.
And now we're back at yearbook being confusing for the girl placing the order.
Do you feel relieved that the teacher lady got back to you?
I didn't read the rest of it.
There's
but I
more?
do feel a little spanked.
But she already said the best you can do.
Yeah,
Can't go
but
back in time.
I cannot literally make it myself. So
don't
it is what it is. It's unfortunate that this is the final taste of Corey that they have.
When Corey's bothered by her own actions, she'll be like, "It's unfortunate."
It's so.
It's just
I'm very unfortunate to happen to people.
So that is our small big break episode. This is a big break episode. Anything under 2 weeks, I would not do any of this.
I would not. You could just buck out your
Blur out
calendar.
again, under 2 weeks, you're probably going out of town. Don't want to necessarily tell people we're going out of town. I'd keep your posting the same. An order comes in, you're still accepting. You say, "Oh, I am actually booked for that week." It's nothing really out of the ordinary, but you're already doing.
Yeah.
Big breaks, though, they're going to be a little different. You're going to update your expectations. We're going to update everyone else's expectations, and then we are going to return with a vengeance.
We're going to return with a vengeance. Christmas is 212 days away.
It feels astronomically far away. However, the year is flying by. Flying. So tell us about the Cookie College. Now, I wanted to mention this. We have a midsummer membership sale. First time we've ever done this. It'll be the last week of July leading into the first 2 days of August. It'll be a pure 7 days. We're going to go back to our granddaddy pricing.
Granddaddy pricing. We should call it the sale. The
midsummer membership.
MMS.
MSMS.
Oh, that sounds like an internet provider.
It actually sounds like an illness that we wanted. The Midsummer Membership Sale. What we're going to do is take the Cookie College back to its $68 just for 1 week.
1 week.
1 week.
So if you are saying, you know what, I want to hit the ground running when the summer is over, we're there to help you. We want to hit the ground running with you.
So you have all of August to use the material. Because and then I think half of September is a little bit more smooth, and then we got back to school.
And you might be like, between them, we have to take a break during the summer. The cookie classes from 2020, 2023, 2024, and 2025 are there. If you even just signed up in August and downloaded that, it would pay for itself. I listen.
If you're not seeing YouTube, we're all struggling. Like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you face this?
Why would you not?
And then we'll be running some promotions on the other memberships as well. If you're like, Cookie College ain't it for me right now, but I'd like something else, we'll be doing 50% off of all of those.
Whoa.
Just for a week only, though. And I'll be spamming you with that because people don't read, people don't listen.
They don't.
They go in a hurry.
Girl, they don't want.
If you want to, Corey said we'll be doing some Facebook Lives as well. If you want to learn more about the Cookie College, if you want to sign up now, if you say, well, I want to sign up now, but I want that discount, you can actually do both. So you can sign up today, and then I'll walk you through it. You'll get into that private Facebook group where I teach Facebook Lives on how to switch your memberships around. During that promotional period, you can just go back in and you can adjust it to that.
Why do I want to sign up now? There is an Independence Day class coming to the Cookie Class Kids, which is also in the college.
I'm so sorry. And I did have a say in this one. It turns out it's very, very cute.
Very cute.
Very cute. So you can check that out at thecookiecollege.com. You can sign up now. You can still cash in on those discounted memberships come then. And you can get all that stuff. You can get everything now. And then you can switch over and get it cheaper.
So let me just tell you, what the Cookie Class Kits is everything you need to teach a cookie class.
I'm sorry, it's everything you need to teach, promote, and manage a cookie class.
Yeah, my bad. All you got to do is show up and make your own dough and then cash that dough in, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We have an Independence Day is our next class kit theme. Then we have a very cute back to school class kit is the August one.
Right.
Birthday, September, and then October will be Halloween, November, Thanksgiving, and December, Christmas. So we got those built out.
Yeah, this is really cute. The cookie classes Corey and I, we sold out. We're almost sold out of our Halloween class. I do put them up ahead of time. It's just how I prefer to do things. They are our highest margin item with the least amount of time and angst from a client. Because when they mess up, they're fine with it.
Yes.
When you mess up, not so fine with it.
When people are like, can I do this cookie thing full time? I always say, if you can incorporate classes in there, absolutely.
Yeah, that's because it's such a high margin. So for an example, we live in a high cost living area just outside of Washington, D.C. When we go teach a class, we're charging $85 a ticket. Sounds insane. It's still so much cheaper than our competition.
Which is $109
Which
per
is
ticket.
telling me we're leaving some money on the table, but it's just where we're at. So the cost of a class is very low. We do 6 cookies, 4 ice.
It comes down to, one, how big is your venue? If you can hold 10 people, which ours holds 10 people nicely, hey, that's 10 people. If your venue can hold 25 people, do that kind of math.
Yeah. If you were like, hey, I need to pay my rent. I need to pay. I'm going to pay. I want to make money. That's where you're going to want to add these in. If you're like, I don't know how to teach a cookie class, we also cover that in the cookie college.
Yeah.
So, it's a blast. A lot of people, when they teach them, they say that my biggest regret is I didn't do it.
I know.
Because it is a lot of fun to help other people learn.
Yeah.
You may say, well, I don't have a ton of experience. Well, I have none. I do partner with Corey, so we split our proceeds, but I can teach those classes.
And she knows all she knows because
so
of
right there, what you need to use is your scribe. I need to move around.
Yeah.
So, okay, that takes us to the Cookie College. Midsummer membership sales last week of July, which starts on, because we talked about defined dates today.
The MSMS.
The MSMS starts on July the 27th. That's a Sunday and runs to August 3rd, which is that Sunday.
August
So we're doing 8 days.
Yes.
Start to finish. So that is that. Now moving into our questions. I hate to say this. That partnership with Stupid Card Trick, it was only temporary. And they said, girl, we'll do it for a couple months. And now we've run out of
We've run out of them, but we love them. We love them.
And I just checked. The discount code still works. So.
Yeah, nice.
The discount code is sugar. Take that before they run out.
Yes.
So if you use a discount code sugar on stupidtech.com, you can get a stackable discount code. I don't know when they're going to discontinue.
Just saying. They always
but
run them.
I really did enjoy it. Let's see if we can get them back into the Vendy Blending.
Let's see, because they were in there last year.
Podcasty people, if you're listening, podcast sponsors, you could be the sponsor of the questions and we'll rename the segment.
We could. Just putting it out there. How many questions do we have this week?
People 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
10. Number one.
Numero
uno. So we no longer have the stupid card tray. So
no.
While you did not win anything, we appreciate your...
I feel like we hoodwinked number one.
Hoodwinked
number one. Number one. I'm so sorry. Number one. Message me. Heather at sugarcookiemarketing.com. And I'll give you an Amazon gift card. Because I know we kind of didn't announce that earlier.
Yes.
I knew our stupid card tray thing was temporary.
I know.
But what a fun way to really revitalize the texting question. So number one, email me and I'll send you an Amazon gift card. It's hilarious, the message.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, twins. Can you just yell at me to plan my social media post? I'm just awful at it, man. I don't know what my hang up is. 1, 2, 3. Plan your social media post. Great. So from Ventura, California. Email me that you're planning your social media post.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and I want to address this because I'm this person too. Go and work. Get down there and do the thing you don't want to do. Just like we talked about last week. 1 hour, a power hour. Admin power hour. Sit down and give me one post
breaker down.
Week.
Yeah.
When you're like, okay, that wasn't so hard, then give me 2 posts.
Yes. We only need little baby step.
Baby step. And I'm a baby step person. I tell myself, I hate going to the gym. I know I should.
You do like breaking things down.
It frees my brain. If it's a massive project, I can't do it. Yeah. Too much of a big wall. I can't see over the top. Mm-hmm. But I say to myself this, if you walk into the gym for 5 minutes, you can leave.
Yeah.
That'd be weird to see.
Baby steps.
It's a baby step. I stepped into the gym. Nobody cares. Nobody's looking at me. I stepped in, and if I left, I did the hard part of just walking in. So same here. Post a week.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to use a copy formula. It doesn't have to be the best photo in the world. It's something. Yeah. Something better than nothing. I was listening to a podcast, and the guy was like, it is better to execute a bad plan than to not execute at all. Because at least if you execute on the bad plan, you can learn and tweak it. But if you never execute at all, you've never learned nothing.
Just like if you never press print on the yearbook, it will not be printed.
How long are you going to take to work your way through this mental angst.
I think a good
Anguish.
5 days. Their school ends on Friday, so I think I'll release myself when their school ends.
They won't be released on books.
Oh, not get a paycheck.
It'll be fine. We'll deliver the books. Hi, twins. Another text. Not a winner. Maybe we could find somebody to sponsor this section.
We may, we may not.
Listening to podcast sponsors, listen up.
We
listen
may not.
up.
Read on.
Hey, twins, I'm all about checklists, and I'm wanting to use June and July to get dialed in for Q4. That is the
Love
mentality to
that.
have. Give me your short list of must-do tasks this summer to get prepared for big fall and winter sales season.
Honestly, that has to be
It should be a podcast.
topic.
Okay, we're going to get back to that. That's actually a great
That's
one.
meaty.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because you would want to spend these 2 months getting dialed
Getting
in.
ready.
You're not going to, let me tell you, you're not going to have time. You're not going to have time.
I always tell myself, Corey, you'll have time.
You're not going to have time. Say it to me. Say it out loud. You're not going to have time in Q4 to do any of the preemptive marketing and planning that you want. It just falls apart because there's just too much work.
Right.
And that's, hey, make hay.
Make hay while the sun is
shines.
shining.
And that is our make hay
Yes.
month. So, okay, ladies, I know I've seen a reel before that you two had mentioned these little mics that you can use for your content, not the ones you use for the podcast. I cannot seem to find the video. For context, you two were filming at a restaurant and the mic was attached to a spatula, I think.
Was, yes.
Could you please tell me what the brand was and do you still use it? If so, why and or why not? Thank you so much.
So what was the brand?
It was Rode. RHODE.
Rode. Yes, we still use it. At the end of the day, if you're filming content where your face needs to be in front of the camera, most of those videos that I do on Instagram and TikTok are voiceovers. So the phone is in my hand very close to my mouth, so the audio is super clear. If I'm in the video though, the camera is very far back. If I'm trying to talk, I get all the echoey sounds of being in the room. Those mics are directional, so you just clip it on to yourself and you talk right into it, and it really isolates your vocals. So it sounds crispity crunchy as it does when I am in a voiceover and the phone's really near my face.
Right. So that interview thing, the 3 mic setup, it's got a receiver and 2 mics. That's the kit that it comes with. We don't do that as often because Corey doesn't want me in the videos. So
I do.
But we really did buy them for Corey to do the voiceovers. So are you using it in your voiceovers when you go home? Like those quick ones?
Not if you just see my hands.
Okay.
If I'm in it, I am using it.
Okay,
Yes.
that's okay. That's a good one. So I'm sorry, I did spell it wrong. It's RODE.
Yeah, no
so
H.
there's 2
That was the
versions of
guy
it.
you dated, had an H in his.
But it wasn't spelled that way.
Very close. I see where you're confused.
So I've got it pulled up here. You can get on Amazon from the Rode store, RODE. There's 2 versions. Probably we would have been just fine with the cheaper version.
I'm sure.
Right. So the higher end version is $330. Not my favorite price. But the receiver had a computer screen on it.
It does.
Again, I think it was touchscreen. The other one does not have a computer screen on it. I don't think you'd need the computer screen, and that one's only $150 from the same company.
Yeah, only the thing that the computer screen does on there is tell me that it's receiving the voice. I can see the audio.
But it also tells me the audio, like if it's too loud or not, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes, if you guys ever had to film some stuff, like this, if her mic is turned up too high, this recorder that you guys can't see will show me that she's hitting the top of the limit of the audio thing.
Yeah.
You can hear it when like she makes an elephant noise and it sounds distorted. That one with a receiver tells me if it's being distorted or not.
Because me and Heather would be in the videos together, if you're just filming yourself, you can actually, in your post-processing, turn down your volume or things like that. It's when 2 people are talking into those mics and like, I'm very soft, and then Heather's very loud, that it's really, really hard to do.
Yes, we have 2 inputs.
Yeah.
Something to keep in mind, though, that's probably good for you to know. There's a point at which you just talk, or anybody could just talk too loud to a mic that the mic cannot save the audio.
Interesting.
And that's why like very big ranges and speaking is very hard to manage, because once you reach the top where, you're like covering,
Where
you can
people
hear
have
it.
booming voices.
Yeah, it's hard to save it. So that one with the computer screen, I actually wouldn't recommend it. I would get the Rode
How much is the cheaper one?
$158.
Oh, $158.
Rode Wireless Micro Ultra Compact 2 personal digital wireless microphone. And then
a
you
lot
can
of people
film
on
yourself.
TikTok use this one. So
DJI, there's a couple different options. The big thing about audio quality, what you pay for is what you get. So the more expensive it is, the better the quality. But on things like TikTok and Instagram, we could get away with the cheaper options. Now you can go down cheap as like $20.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure that's the best
I've
one.
seen that one.
So that is, they have a single option of the one with the computer on it, and that's $156.
Oh,
Because you're
only
missing a
$2.
mic. Because you got the
Oh, yeah, I
receiver and a
see.
single person. Very nice tech though.
Yeah.
So that is those. I would use it if you're ever interviewing somebody. It's a must.
For sure.
The two
for sure.
If you're ever recording yourself, it's very helpful.
Yes.
It's Corey because she can clip it there and you see him on TikTok a lot. She didn't have to, her hands can hold something.
Yes.
But you see people with the little mic and
I see people holding it, yeah, and it's very tiny. But if we're trying to bake and show what we're baking and do a tutorial, you kind of want your hands
unfortunately,
free.
nature of the beast, you guys aren't podcasters, you're showing bakes, so we kind of need our hands free. So something to consider there. I would not, if it were me, I would not spend under $100 for audio equipment. I don't think, by used. I'm always buying. I love that equipment used stuff. There's a website that I bought a lot of our audio equipment from.
I can't remember, but I do remember.
Most people, because everyone buys a lot of the stuff and they're like, I'm not doing that anymore. I don't need to keep it. So it's not like it's broken. I'm just not doing it anymore. Last one. Hi, twins. It's Tiffany from Sweet Southern Treats. First and foremost, love you both. I'm not an OG college kid, but I've been in a few years now and I never want to leave. And I know what she's about to ask because she's been asking me about this. Okay, question. I put in the work. I grew my Facebook page to 4.9 thousand followers.
Wow.
Partly because I grew and then I moved 3 hours away and I gained a new audience and I obviously still kept the previous. She's like, so now Facebook has locked me out. She's lost her account. I have no access to that page and I'm almost positive I'll never be able to get it back. So I had to start a new page. So what about the old page? My sister thinks I should comment on every post, but I feel like it would come off as spam. Thankfully, about a year or so ago, I hit the ground running, sending emails directly to everyone to use my website during the ordering process. And I have an email list of 900. Yeah. So she's good there.
Oh, that's great.
But I'm sending the new page out, but anything else, what else can I do? Or do I just forget the old page and hit the ground running with the new one? Thanks again for everything you do.
The reason why I wouldn't comment on every post is because you've already had one account that was at risk.
Well, here's my question. The last 5 posts.
Oh, yeah, sure.
The odds
that anyone would see that
is very low.
Very low. If someone searched it, though, if your business names were the same, I might go ahead and comment that. Same. Yeah, in case someone, like if you have a dead page and someone searches it and they land on the old one.
This is a worst case scenario in terms of the confusion here because she's got her old page and it's the same name as her new page, probably. I'm not completely positive.
What are you saying?
Would you put the new page name? Dash.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
This is such a specific issue.
Yeah.
It's a rough one. I know she's been working through this for a couple months already, so maybe a couple weeks. Here's the concept. When somebody goes to her page, they go type in, let's say it's Sweet Southern Treats. There's going to be 2 pages that show up.
How about this? Instead of new updated page, official. At the end of the day, the old page doesn't matter.
I like that better.
Yes.
Official, because we're conditioned to do that with celebrities.
Yes.
And meta verified.
And meta verified. So it really looks like
that's
the official
a spam page.
Yes.
Okay, now we got the difference that one has 4.9 thousand followers. I told her, because we had talked about this in the Cookie College group, I said, this is sucks. But in the flip side, this is a double opt-in. You've lost now that old audience that you can't serve anymore.
True.
So you have a healthier audience. Mm-hmm. The issue being this thing. So what I would do, I would change the page name. I think you can do it once every 28 days, maybe every 60. I would do official. I would pay for meta verified. Yes. I'm not sure if the chicken or the egg there, you might need to. If you do meta verified first, you can't change the name.
I would even update your banner image to be some indicative of...
Corey's has Mixing Bowl Cookie Company, formerly the Crumb Cookies. That was years ago.
Yeah.
She still leaves it up there. Then I would, on the top, the last 5 posts, if you're worried about getting slapped on the wrist, write different copy for each of the posts. I would say, hey, guys. I would switch to the page. New page.
With your page.
Page official check. Because our eyes are going to go to that. I say, hey, guys, I just want to let everyone know I lost access to this page. You can follow me for updates on this other page over here. Okay.
Amen.
And I would do it for the last 5 posts.
Amen.
She cannot pin a post. She cannot
I would on her new
page. I would have a pin post explaining this.
Yeah.
Because that's going to need to stick around for a bit.
Yeah.
That is what I do. I think that's a great question. This sucks in her case. It was just the AI strict thing got her. And had she had a second admin,
I want to say this could happen to all of us.
This could happen to all of us. See, the page isn't gone. The account that owned the page is gone.
Yeah.
So she had to make a new account.
So the page is a floating page with no...
Yeah. Here's what I understand. It's always, sometimes I wonder if it was her getting in trouble or if it was a hacker of sorts, because I don't believe a page can exist without a profile.
But groups now can exist without someone running
They can. But there's still, and I've done I'm in this Padman's group, the original creator is still the owner of the group, even if they exit the group. At any time that they're let in and turned into
Here's
admin,
my
they own it
issue.
again.
The Corey Miracle account, I cannot get into it. She is there, though. She is floating around. I see she's recommended to me all the time.
Because you can't get the texting code?
It's like every verification never turns into anything.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You have to wait 3 hours. It's ridiculous how long. It shows up eventually.
Oh.
Ask me how I know. Yeah, it is ridiculous. The second admin or managing through Business Suite. So when you go to Business Suite, if you have one, if you made a page, it automatically generates. In Business Suite, you can assign roles to people. It's different than making them a page admin, but in a weird way, it's the same.
Right.
But if you manage a page through Business Suite, it's still confusing.
At the end of the day, that is a good course of action for this specific
I think
issue.
it's the only course of action. Here's it. When you sign up for Meta Verified, it's paid, it's monthly, it's like a hostage situation. It says we will protect your identity if we can prove that it's you and we give you the blue check mark.
Could you ask them to take the old page down?
Say this is not me.
Yeah. And it's pretending to be me. It's not
maybe it was me. You're able to talk to a real person. I've never had to do it, but you're able to talk to a real person because you paid them, so you pay for their support. Maybe that'd be an interesting idea. I don't know if you could do that.
I don't know.
Maybe interesting.
I would love to hear if they do that.
Do. Let me read one more. That was an interesting question. Hi, twins. I'm a new cookier, baking on the side, on top of a full-time job, and with a family. I'm finding myself pulling overnighters to get everything done. Would love some tips on how to schedule your time in your business, baking, decorating, marketing, etc. I'm going to reference the last week's podcast.
I would have to say so.
You have a lot going on, so you don't want to take more orders than you have time for.
Yeah.
There is that, what if I could quit my job? In which case you are going to have some of this all-nighters thing.
I know.
We don't want you to get burnt out right here at the beginning. I love that you're getting started and orders are coming in. If you find that you get too many orders, you're probably underpriced. So just bump up that price marginally. You're going to get fewer orders. You're going to make more per order.
What I find is they call it like, the beginner's luck. Like when you try the first thing and you went from 0 to something. So people are discovering, your friends and family have like, oh, I didn't know she made cookies. Now I can order cookies. You'll find that for everybody, it levels out. It does level out. You'll find that your friends and family have supported you and they're like, well, I don't really need cookies right now. The people that are coming back for orders every single year for the birthday will be there every single year. It does level out. You'll always feel a jump when you start because people are discovering you, and then you'll kind of level out there.
It's like when you go to the gym and they're like, for some reason, when you first go to the gym, your body can lose a ton of weight and grows exponentially in lifting. And then you plateau. So you can probably make it to the plateau. You're going to plateau a little bit just by nature of the summer. And then I would do this, my 1 hour thing. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, raise your prices, take few orders.
Yes.
And you're going to be able to manage that. Then if you're like, okay, which one can I move forward? Can I work less at my day job and do? If that's not an option, you're going to maintain this side hustle setup.
Yeah.
And then I do like setting those hours aside. Maybe for a side hustle, you're looking at 3 hours on a Monday.
Yeah.
Monday afternoon, Monday night. If your work allows you to do side stuff or do it at lunch.
As you take on more orders, you will get faster at flooding, faster at your processes. You're going to have like dough in the freezer ready to go.
Which is actually, if people realize, the better you get, the more your labor costs increase. Yeah. So it increases your price because you're faster and your time cost switch out because it doesn't take you as long.
Yeah.
So you're still making money, but you're making it more efficiently.
Yeah. Heading over to our sponsors, The Backers Co. The Backers Co. is done for you photography studio in your house in a little tiny square. So if you've ever seen a photo that your favorite cookiers probably have taken, it's probably on a backdrop. The ones that we truly like here in Sugar Cookie Marketing are The Backers Co. Why? It's food safe. So if I take pictures of my brownies and then I take a picture of a fish that I don't know how to cook and then go back to my brownies, I can wipe it clean each and every time. And I don't have to worry that either the oils are being soaked into the poster board that some people use. Some people use paper and that can soak in the oils. We want things that can wipe clean. And that is what the Backers Co. It's matte, waterproof, scratch resistant, food safe.
Corey says I'm saying hot take too much. Hot take.
You are.
Lukewarm take. I think every famous baker everyone follows is using backdrops.
They all are.
Yeah. So
it's not even a hot take. That's just a take. That's just the truth.
Just a given. Cookie Design Lab. Bless this lady's soul. When I log into QuickBooks and it's like make a recurring invoice, it's the Wild West to me. I made an invoice and I sent it to her and it sent it to me.
You are the people behind the yearbook.
Do not confusing bring the blame shifting. Okay. But I finally got it to her. Cookie Design Lab. I'm going to do a Facebook Live on it. Actually, either she is or I am. It's so simple. It would be such an easy Facebook Live to teach. She's given us a discount code.
Nice.
Twins. 15% off of Cookie Design Lab, which is a STL creating software based in the web cloud thing. So Fusion 360. You're going to download that. It's a chunky boy and it's confusing. Yeah. You can make a building from it. We don't want to build a rocket. We don't want to build a spaceship. We just want to print a cookie cutter. This is going to be your saving grace. Yeah. So Cookie Design Lab, code TWINS. I use it. I like it.
Nice.
It's pretty quick. She was Venny for the Vendy Blending. Nice. Maybe we can get her back in this year. But that is a pretty neat app. If you got a printer, if you're setting up that printer, you're going to want this over Fusion 360. Yeah. In my recommendation.
Yeah. Next up, Eddie, the edible food printer. He does not have a discount code. He will cost you a pretty penny, but he's worth every single cent. I actually used him on an order yesterday. It was
You actually have me making Wheels on the Bus.
I do. Yeah. You know, Wheels on the Bus go round and round. She wants that lyrics to go round and round on a cookie. I couldn't help myself. I don't want to pipe it, but someone has printed it. And I said, I could print that. So Heather's just going to create a graphic and it's going to take up some of the order for the set that I'm doing. I did a toast to graduation, but she wanted bread.
Yeah, this was the most obscure. I think it's pretty cute. She wanted a graduation set centered around bread toast. Celebrating graduation as in a toast to graduation without champagne, but with bread.
Yeah, which is hilarious. So me and Heather sat in the car one day and came
up with...
What
were the puns we came up with?
Onto Bigger and Butter.
Hilarious.
Slicely done.
Hilarious.
A toast to you, which was obviously the set. There was another one. Oh, this is crust the beginning.
And then I said she should have done this one yesterday. We were too late. We're at lunch. And I said, Taylor Swift holding a microphone. But the microphone's not a microphone. It's a baguette. And then the phrase is, are you ready for it? And she's wearing a grad cap. Yeah. We did not do that.
We did not. But I did have Eddie print a slice of toast on a cookie, and I added the hand-piped grad cap and a little face on it. So he's so great because you incorporate things into your order that make it more time. What is that word?
Saving?
Time saving. I was going to say time sensitive, but that's not the right word.
Time sensitive, and you are not the same.
Yeah, that was not me. I don't know what time sensitive is. It saves you a lot of time because you can incorporate cute designs, not bring out the airbrush. That's 50 million steps. You have to clean it.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't have a bread. You'd have to order a custom stencil. Now the price of your order goes up, which is already when I was about Eddie. But just in so many cutter shops are actually now buying into the Eddie idea and creating graphics. So you buy their cutters and they create cute graphics that you can print. It's like back to school is a breeze now. Yeah. The pencils.
Royal Batch. I know that I've read the Jeannie's Dreams canceled an order because of quality assurance, which is great. Yeah, absolutely. But it's leaving a lot of people like, I hate it. So funny. In the cookie college, someone was like, hey, I have an extra order. I'm going to give it away. And she did a contest.
Yeah, it was like a 2-ounce bag. Yeah.
But still.
If you're desperate.
So Royal Batch, if you're thinking I need to try something else or I'm waiting for that one to come back in stock, why not give it a shot? A 10% off code TWINS. It's a meringue powder with white icing. White food coloring. Yeah. With vanilla. Corn syrup and vanilla.
Yeah. If you want to, I have a tried and true recipe. We live in a swamp here in DC. Wow. So if you're wondering who experiences all 4 seasons, it is us. A lot of the science behind your royal icing comes from the way you make it. Yes. So I have posted in the Baking with Sugar Cookie Marketing Group my tried and true recipe.
I'm so sorry. You reminded me to go back. We have 2 Facebook Lives coming on.
You still have one more.
No, this is them.
Yeah.
Because I already talked about Stupid Card Day. We have 2 Facebook Lives.
Yes.
One is Eddie based. And Corey had told me not to say the podcast last week, but I just want to pull it up right now because I added them so you can RSVP to them. Go to Sugar Cookie Marketing Group and click on events and just RSVP to those so you're reminded when they come up. We have on June 4th, Wednesday, the Flip Insurance guys. Flip insurance is food,
liability, insurance
plans.
There you go.
Yes. So flip insurance. So if you're saying, I know I need insurance, I'm a business, people are consuming food, I don't want them to get injured, and I don't want to be on the hook if they do. Flip insurance is what you're going to want to add to your thing. And it's very much more affordable than you think it is.
Yeah. I'm going to just say an ambiguous post that I read somewhere, I won't even say where, of someone who had flip insurance. In how handy, can I say how handy it came? She actually shared this post. I can't even say her name. I don't even remember the name. She had a cakes that
that dowel thing is great. Cake bakers, respect to you guys.
I have no idea.
It's a wild world.
her cake had these wooden dowels in it. And everywhere she had said there's wooden dowels in it. When you cut it, be careful of the wooden dowels. You know, in any cake video I've ever seen, I've never seen a dowel. So they must vanish.
The dowels only exist when someone smashes somebody's face in the cake.
So here's the thing. She had these dowels in there. Months later, after this order was consumed, everything was fine. She never heard anything bad about it. She gets this lawsuit, a medical lawsuit, that someone had swallowed a piece of the dowel and it hurt their esophagus going down. She had flip insurance.
Okay.
She said without the flip insurance, she would have been destitute.
Oh my goodness.
It was almost like I want to say upwards of $40,000 was paid out by flip insurance.
Wow. So that is going to be June 4th. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
All right. June 7th. Now this one's very cool too. Getting Google reviews with Eddie.
I can't wait.
Jade has been able to use Eddie to get a massive amount of Google reviews. And the way she does it, I love it.
And I want to tell you why you want Google reviews. Google reviews can actually show up in ranking. So when someone's searching for sugar cookies by you and someone types the word sugar cookies in the review.
I love reviews. If you ask me between Facebook and Google, I'd like them to be on Google. Yeah. Because that's going to be a lead source. Facebook doesn't rank them, although Facebook is kind of bringing them in.
They are.
I'll take what I can get.
Yeah.
If you have a 5-star
I'm
review,
going to go to both.
I want to go to both.
Yeah.
That takes us to our sponsors. I want to talk about this. I talked about it with Lunch with Corey. I was reading in another group. It's just an interesting issue. This lady makes an order of cupcakes, delivers them. Everything went great. She gets home. She realizes she gave her vanilla cupcakes, but she wanted funfetti.
The customer wanted funfetti and she'd given her
The
vanilla.
only difference is a tasteless sprinkle.
Yeah.
What would be the recourse there?
Text in.
Text in 571-556-5644. If you're on a podcast like Spotify, you can just click text in. But I'd just be curious. Corey and I had our own theories there. It's an interesting one because everything is correct except for a sprinkle.
A sprinkle, which has no taste, technically.
Has no taste. It just has a visual, which is not even a visual from seeing the cupcake. Only when you take out a little thing.
Yeah.
It was an interesting one.
Yeah.
Do you have a twin twist? Yes, you do. Corey and I, if you're watching the YouTube channel. Okay. Our postures.
Posture is horrendous.
Okay.
Me and Heather have loved posture correctors over the years. We can't get one to stick.
Because it hurts your armpit.
It hurts.
It messes up your shirt.
Sure. It squantles it. It hurts.
Puts your headlights too far up.
Yeah.
It just seems intrusive. Okay. So I have known this one posture corrector. It is an app gadget, right? It's a little square. Okay, if you can see it.
She's showing it.
There's two versions of it. Necklace version, which you're wondering, look at this little thing right here. It dangles this little device on between my shoulders.
Yeah, between Heather's shoulder blades is this little square.
It's a little square, and it's probably just an inch long and half an inch wide. It is connected to an app on my phone. If I'm slouching, it will vibrate within 5 seconds, or I can turn it off to be a minute. See, it's just vibrated right there. A little vibration, and the app is showing my slouchy posture, and he turned red, the little guy. I'm going to actually pull it up for them.
Yeah.
Corey, though, got it last night.
I got it last night. I did order the necklace, but the necklace didn't come in time. So what it came with was these little stickers. These little stickers, like, you know, like if you've ever worn that, like those medicine patches, it's like made with, it's very sticky it's on there. Yeah. So you stick it onto the middle of your back. Because they wear a sports bra,
so that's
it's almost
gonna be
keeping
more
it in
accurate.
spot.
That's going to be more accurate because it's literally stuck to her. Crazy thing. Okay, if you're like, do you guys get paid to do this? No. We spent money on this. They were $80.
Yeah,
which is overpriced. However, my grandmother, she's 80. She'll be 86.
Yeah.
She talks about posture constantly because she was like, it's a compounding interest in good posture and bad posture. And Corey was talking that your back hurts after decorating all day.
Oh, when I've decorated all day and I go to lay down in bed, the release of my bad posture is almost like euphoric because I'm like, wow, I had horrendous posture today.
I am a desk worker, and I have realized, and I think this is more designed for desk working, like so admin hours. Like eventually, like with a cookie, can you? No,
here's at the end of the day, you can be like this and decorate the cookie. Here's what I'm doing. This.
Yeah, that's how I look at a computer.
Yeah.
Little gremlin right there.
Right.
So if you're a computer worker, if you are a cookier, Corey's going to test it.
Even walking, I walk with bad posture as well.
And this thing keeps you at 90 degrees.
Okay, you might be like, the twins buy into every gimmick. True that.
And I agree.
Yeah.
Because you're watching me on YouTube drink this water bottle. This water bottle is so annoying. It's vibrating constantly.
I want to tell you, between my watch, this thing on my back, the water bottle, my stimmies are elated. I am overstimulated a little bit. So if you're like, I hate being overstimulated, well, you're going to be working on your posture real good.
Because you're going to want to avoid this thing. I bent over to pet the cat, it was like, meh, meh. So,
It does know when a full bend over is,
and it kind of cancels himself
but
out.
it knows when you're leaning. So
It-
it
yeah.
knows from this to this.
Biggest complaint I read in the reviews, I got it on Amazon.
Sure.
What was it called?
Go right or something.
Go right. Yeah, so it's the
Go upright, I think. Go upright.
It's the go-to by the company called Upright.
Oh, I
You
was
can
very
get it on
close.
Amazon. The biggest complaint that I read in the reviews, which was a risk to me, is they were like, it's glitchy in the app. From what I can tell, it's still logging the data. You just reconnect the app and it gives you like a score. My score today is 95% not slouchy. 5% slouch.
It's not 95% slouch. So I just got mine last night and just plugged it in before I came.
I want to let you
here.
guys, don't go buy this yet. We clearly just got them 2 days ago.
Don't go. Would you buy the water bottle? We went through a period where we weren't using it.
And you know, I'm one who like hates putting apps on my phone. I don't know why. I have like a abhorrence to it. But the water app and this app have the same quality to me. I have gotten back. I've not hit my goal yet, but I've gotten back into the water drinking.
Heather
and
said the reason why she's drinking more water is because the bottle is annoying.
it's so annoying, and I know I should. So really, I want to align annoyance with I know I should, and that's how it works.
I think if you're like, I've never thought about my posture and I don't care about drinking water, these wouldn't be for you.
You got to say, I know I should be drinking water, and I know it's loud. Then these are for you.
Yeah.
This is because you already kind of want it. You know you should.
You
want it.
know, and maybe a little, instead of it being so annoying, by letting you're like, wow, I hate this, let me throw it. You're going to be like, oh, good, something's reminding me to, I just want to say, I got it last night. Put it on this morning. My husband came downstairs.
This is the
didn't
kicker.
even
Listen
know.
up. Listen up.
Yeah, my husband didn't even know I got it because I just got
He
it.
said, "Why are you sitting up so straight?"
He said, why are you sitting up so straight?
Corey's like, hostage situation. I've got to.
I want
Okay.
an app. Yeah.
I don't like sticking things to myself. I die with that feeling. But Corey, you stuck it to yourself. But you ordered the necklace just
Right now, I
haven't
do not feel it. My sports bra is holding it to my body.
But the sticking things to your body,
I don't care.
I don't like that
I
feeling.
do not
So
care.
this little necklace thing, not bad.
So I did order the necklace.
It's just magnet. Boop. Boop.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
gonna like run a marathon with this on.
I don't think you're going to
could
run at
walk.
all with that on. This one you could run.
You could run.
Yeah.
So if you're a gym girly, yeah. If you're not a gym girly because you only walked in 5 minutes and walked out, you can walk straight when you walk out.
Here's the thing. When your posture is better,
You look
can
better.
see you.
Hello, I'm with the cookies.
One, you look more confident. Your back hurts less.
Well, it's a compound issue. So Ruth Ann's 86. She looks at people her age and she's like, they're so bent over.
They are.
Because of decades, not years,
know.
decades of poor posture. Well, your musculature and your skeleton.
Yeah.
Skeleton?
Skeleton.
Your skeletor.
Yeah.
Monster inside of you. It'll start adjusting. So a lot of times they say when you're
I'm there.
hunched, the muscles here
Yeah.
are strong and the muscles here are weak, which is why face pulls is a solution.
Yeah.
But to help assist that is pulling this back so that the musculature can kind of even itself out.
I was talking to my son. I said, you are always so straight up. Straight up
You're
down.
saying this too?
Nathan is the best postured person.
Oh, really?
He said, because I focus on working out my back all the time.
'Cause it pulls
He said,
it
it's
back.
pulling it back. He's
It's
like,
pulling it back.
right now, I'm not doing anything.
And
I said,
it's 'cause the
physically, I have
muscles.
to know that I
Weak muscles,
yeah.
right? So you can, sorry guys, the posture intervention. We should have had this conversation now. But you can even out that. And then, of course, you need to kind of even out the muscles.
I haven't decorated cookies with it yet. I have a set that I'm going to do, so I'm going to wear it for it and see how annoying that is, or is it something that's doable?
Here's a corner eye. These annoyances that we're buying, these gimmicks, are just the bumpers of a bowling alley to get you into a new habit where maybe you don't need the assist.
Right.
I'm still needing an assist for the water.
Why would he?
My second Pinterest, I signed up for Kawaii Drawing Club.
Yeah.
It's $30 a month. So I was like, girl, I almost need it to cost something. When it's
Right.
free, I'm like, "Oh,
Listen,
get
we're
to
going
it,
to do
get
a
to
whole podcast. There's no value in free. I believe it.
you're
Look
on
how
YouTube.
stinking
it.
adorable.
Kawaii candy corn
If you're not
has
seeing
exited
it,
my fingers.
Heather can send it.
Describe
so you
it to
can see
him.
It is, if you've ever decorated a candy corn cookie at Halloween, this is that shape. Very chonky boy. Love the shape. Love his chonkiness.
Added the face on my own. Turns out Kawaii follows the law of thirds. The face must be in the lower third.
Yeah, and us cookers do know that. We're making tons of kawaii.
Procreate class, Kawaii drawing class.
Yeah, and she has the focal point. He's surrounded in purple.
I added that on my own.
And it's bringing my eyes in there, bringing my eyes focused to him. It's a very Halloween vibe.
If I make nothing from the Kawaii Drawing Club, I just pay it. But if you're interested in Procreate, I think this is a nifty class because she gives you the brush, that you need to not make squiggles.
Nice.
If you are like me and you shake when you
He's very well shaded. A lot of Sade going there.
She did give us the color palette.
Oh, it's very muted.
Yeah. She had, it's like a theories-based class. I thought it was just like draw this. We talked about direction.
Oh.
We are talking about color palettes and how they work together.
Listen, I need a class on color palettes. I only grab hot paint.
You know what I mean? This is a pattern class. I'm actually supposed to make the candies and we'll combine them into a pattern that we can duplicate.
Nice. Good.
Very nice.
Good.
So that is today's podcast. Corey seems to be lighter for it.
I'm just coming to grips to terms and services.
Nobody is perfect. That we know. Listen. How you handle imperfection is what separates the men from the boys.
It's just the problem was there was one person that this had to.
And that person made a little mistakey wakey, and you're doing the compensatory thing to fix it.
I think she's saying no on the compensatory thing, so we shall.
But okay, that's a great example. Side take to offer it.
Right.
Somebody in the cookie college was like, I baked this graduation set, and the grad caps didn't have a tassel. I'm not sure if it was agreed upon or not, but the client sends this email. Very funny, using emojis, so you know it's a good client.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, it's so funny. My husband thought they were choir singers because they didn't have a tassel. So she was like, I'm the baker. It's like, I'm out of town. I want to make her whole. And I was like, what? So we came up with a script.
Yeah.
It was like super fun and like, hey, and she's like, I want to refund a dozen. I was like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I can't fix it. And I don't want to have to think about it.
Yeah.
And we both agreed the client's going to read that and say, I don't want the refund.
Right.
So we were like, when you offer the above and beyond, people are, no.
It gives them a chance to be a superhero. And we all want.
Went to Olive Garden the other day.
Yeah.
And
Heather did not give anyone a chance to be a superhero.
Yeah. So I went to the Olive Garden.
Chocolate dinosaur.
And then we were talking, having a grand old time. And I'm leaned up against my chair with great posture. Just kidding. I haven't got anything yet.
Posture.
And I leaned forward. Mind you, this wasn't the cheapest jacket I own. It was also my favorite. I was planning to wear it the next day. And I was planning to wear it for the rest of the day I had. I leaned forward and my jacket doesn't come with me. It's glued to a chocolate spill across the whole back of
It's almost
chair.
like a kid was eating chocolate on the table, turns around to grab up on the sides of the chair, and the chocolate then sat.
And fused
to Heather's jacket.
And it's covered in little chocolate spots.
It was a lot of chocolate.
It was a lot of chocolate on not a cheap jacket. So I'm already aghast. One, I can't, whatever.
When I'm going to tell you,
of sticky things.
I'm going to rewind it. Year 1992.
Okay.
Heather wakes up. She puts on her socks for school. One is wrinkled.
Sensory overload.
She cannot function with a wrinkled sock. So just imagine chocolate sauce on a jacket.
Yeah, no, it doesn't do well for me. If my eyeliner has like a sweat came through and it broke the line, it will be the only thing I think of. There's a therapy.
You need some help.
There's some help.
You need some
Anyways, if I can't even put lotion in my hands because I can't stand that it's sticky. Ergo, I'm not sticking that to my body because I would die.
No.
So I lean forward. My jacket is stuck to thing. You know when you pull it and it's you're fighting adhesion. So I move the chair to the side and I put my napkin strategically over the back as a flag of warning. Of course it's black. The waitress comes up and she's like, "What?" And I was like, "Hi. That chair is covered in chocolate." And she just looks at me and I said, "And it's ruined my clothes." And she's like, "Okay." And I was like, "And I'm gonna need you to take it to the back and clean it off for the next person." But like, because she wasn't like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry." Yeah. And I'd be like, "Don't worry about it." But because she was like, "You freaking nature."
And I want to say at the end of the day, you're like, she just got on gym. She doesn't know. At the end of the day, there's only one person who didn't impress the print person for the yearbook. That's me. She's the only one who works at Olive Garden. So it is on them.
In National Treasure, the guy was like, "Someone's going to go to jail." Like,
yeah.
At the end of the day, I didn't put the chocolate there. You had more privy. Why you didn't put the chocolate there either? I paid to be here. Now I have to pay again to go to a dry cleaners.
You need mental health.
I'm getting it. We haven't covered sticky chocolate chairs.
All right, guys, we'll let you go.